Alright, welcome back. So in this specific assignment, we're going to put in an invert filter for the two images that we have from the Library of Congress that you can see right here. We have an original image, and we're going to be inverting the second one, so it's not going to look like this by the time we finish our code. And to do this, of course, we can see that both image tags have the same source or image that's being used. And so if we go to the style sheet and just style the image for a filter here, which we don't want to do, then you'll see what happens. So if I were to invert this at 100% semicolon and then reload this one, well, it does it for both. But I don't want it to affect both. I would like it to affect only one of those images, which means we don't want this code here. We're going to have to put it in its own separate style. Now, of course, we could just style the image here itself, but instead, let's go ahead and use a different class that, well, we'll just call it invert. How about that? So we're going to invert as a class this specific image that we're going to go ahead and here. Since it's a class, we're going to use a dot, and it's going to be dot invert, I-N-V-E-R-T. So with this, we're going to have a style to put in here, which is just the same exact style. We're going to have a filter, colon, so F-I-L-T-E-R, colon, I-N-V-E-R-T, invert, parentheses. Now at this point, you may want to just kind of play around with the number, and this should be some kind of percent. So for example, a 10% filter would look something like this. And notice the first image now is the original image. That looks pretty good. The second image is there's just a slight change there for us. Class invert, where'd I go? Style, right? Invert, class invert. Let's change that a little bit more. Let's make it, let's try 40%. See what that looks like. There we go. Again, we're getting a bigger change there. And let's try the next one. Let's try 75%. Not 750. Invert that one, and then finally we'll just go all the way up to 100% and see what that looks like. Yes, we already saw it, but again, the comparison of the two looks pretty good. So invert, of course, is taking looks like brightness of colors and switching them into well, bright to dark and dark to bright. And there's probably some principles that we can involve there, some philosophies that we could invoke, but we're just going to keep it at that. That's all we really need for this assignment, as long as you got that code in there. That's all the code we needed. Did we? Yeah, we gave this a class 2 in the index, so you'll need that as well. Let's see if we can show all of it. There we go. So you need the class invert, and then once you get it made, then in the style sheet, you'll make a you'll use the invert class and then apply a style to it. Okay. And of course, in this particular section, we're dealing with filters. These, of course, are not all the filters that you can use, but this is at least one of them. So there you go. If you need more, if you need to look at that code a little bit more, you have to pause the video. But that's it for me.